Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. I'm back on with another daily video. As you guys know, I have been committing to doing daily videos here on YouTube through the end of 2025 and into all of 2026 as well. So this is going to be a really powerful upcoming year for us on the channel, and I'm so excited to be here with all of you. But today I really want to talk about a very specific thread of energy, and I am clarifying that it's specific because I know that this isn't going to connect for everyone. This will be I'm hearing a pointed message for a small group of people. So it really feels as though your higher guidance, your higher self, the universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors, whatever divine forces you personally connect with, because I know we all conceptualize those differently. But it feels like they're I'm hearing a higher energy is trying to get through to you with a message. And I'm actually getting that you're hearing that message very clearly. Even prior to clicking on this video, you've been sensing the message that I'm going to be sharing. And so this is meant to be a sign of confirmation for, I'm hearing, recent moves or decisions that you've made around this person or situation. Now, for some of you, what I'm describing may be a literal person in your life, whether it's someone romantic, a family member, a friend, someone from your past, but this also could be an environment, this could be a job, this could be a pattern, a substance, an energy. Essentially, regardless of what this thing is in your life, I'm getting that it is something that would get some kind of a boost in its own energetic field through connecting with you. And what I'm getting very strongly is that it doesn't matter to this energy whether the energy or the attention that you're giving it is negative or positive, because in either case, it is getting what it needs, which is some kind of a reaction out of you. In fact, I'm getting that it equally will, I don't want to use the word feed off of, because I know that sounds incredibly negative, and I feel that in many cases, the person involved here, if it is a person, is most likely doing this unconsciously. So they may be acting from their own fear or their own patterning or wounding, but regardless, the effect of what they're doing is they are feeding off of your energy. And again, it doesn't matter to them whether that energy is negative or positive, because what I'm getting is it will cycle between them seeking a positive reaction out of you, maybe through treating you really well or complimenting you or being really kind. But then it will flip to, if you try to ever set boundaries with this person or energy, or even just focus more of your attention on yourself, I'm getting that they will then try to trigger a negative reaction out of you, because even if you are still trying to keep this person or thing in your life while at the same time refocusing on yourself, this energy doesn't like that because it feels very possessive over you. The sense that I get is this is a very subtle but subtly controlling kind of dynamic. And the reason I say that it's subtle is it can look on the surface as though this person just really enjoys connecting with you, or they really can't get enough of talking to you or being around you. I'm hearing the word intoxicating, like they find your presence really addictive, really intoxicating. And I feel that at times they treat you very positively because of that. But whenever you try to refocus on yourself, bettering yourself, growing as a person, pouring back into yourself, they feel the shift in energy and focus away from them and back into you. And that is very triggering to this energy. And they will react negatively against that by then reacting against you and trying to trigger some kind of a negative reaction out of you. And so the reason that they will do this is because, again, if they can get any kind of reaction out of you, whether it's quote unquote negative or positive, it doesn't matter, because they're still getting your focus and your energy. And so the thing I'm getting is you've recognized some kind of pattern, and I'm seeing a circle that's moving in a cycle over and over again. And so things have been very cyclical and repeating with this person. You've noticed a pattern repeating with them over and over again. And I'm also hearing a lack of accountability. So this is someone who will always find something else to blame. I know that I am sounding a little bit negative in this reading, which I'm definitely not trying to paint this in a negative light, but more so for the group I'm speaking to here. I want this to be empowering and confirming for you, because I feel that the choice that you made recently that we've been talking about is the choice to set some kind of boundary with this person or with this environment or this thing. And it reacted against that boundary that you set, or it is reacting against that, which is making you question your choice. And I'm hearing their reaction to your boundary should actually confirm to you that you made the right choice, because it confirms their true character. I'm actually hearing that if you want to know how someone is energetically connecting with you truly, and whether they are connecting with you from a place of their own wholeness or whether they are codependently seeking to siphon energy from you, what you have to do is very simple. All you have to do for them to reveal their true character or their true intent on connecting with you is to simply refocus in a positive way on yourself. When you are pouring positive energy back into yourself, your work, your life, your passions, the things that matter to you, self-care, self-love, does that make this person subtly feel threatened and jealous or insecure and reach for some kind of control or even react against you? Or does it make them want to support you and feel admiring of you and cheer you on that pathway? Because if they are truly coming from a healed place of having their own sense of wholeness and they're connecting with you from that place, they will be genuinely happy for you and supportive of you when you take some of the energy and put it back into yourself instead of pouring it externally into them, because they will see that as, in a sense, benefiting the both of you, because they know that you are both coming from this place of wholeness, and that when either of you pours back into yourself in a positive way, it benefits the collective whole and every relationship that's in your life as a byproduct. They will have that healthy understanding of relationship and connection. But if they're coming from a fragmented place, which I'm getting in this place, this person is, they will react against your boundaries and against you putting, essentially the boundaries I'm talking about, I feel are boundaries you created, not necessarily to push away this person, but to allow you to refocus more positively on yourself. But they take any shift in focus away from them as a rejection. And what I'm getting is that this is a dynamic that you may have tolerated for quite some time, because it does seem like it's repeated over and over again. And so you may have tolerated this dynamic for a while, but ultimately you've reached this point where it's being revealed to you with greater clarity. And so your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, your higher self, they're coming in with the message that you've been seeing this dynamic with clarity because it's important that you maintain these boundaries that you've been setting here to protect your energy. I'm hearing to protect your mission as well. So I feel that you have a very strong sense of mission and purpose in this world, and it requires a certain degree of pure focus. And I'm actually picking up that prior on your journey, you were able to connect with more individuals who were more fragmented in themselves, and your system was more tolerant of those codependent dynamics. But now you've reached such a place of wholeness within, and your energy is meant to be so purely and powerfully focused on your mission that the universe is not allowing in detracting forces and people and things into your life in the same way. Your energy has shifted in such a way that quite literally, someone like this person or thing or environment, whatever it is, again, it doesn't have to be a person, but I know that it is a person for most of you. But whatever this is, it's like, they can only connect with you right now in a fragmented way because that is where they are coming from, and they've been refusing to take accountability for that internal fragmentation. And again, I get the sense, I'm hearing the word scapegoat, so maybe you feel like you are scapegoated by this person or energy, like you receive the blame for all of their problems or their things that they don't want to deal with. But also I feel they have many scapegoats. So they may blame things in their life or circumstances or just like find random things to blame. And I'm actually getting that at times this dynamic has surfaced a sacred anger within you. And you may have wondered, like, why am I feeling this flash of like upset or anger about this situation? But what I'm hearing is the anger that you're feeling, it's actually something really deep that's being released within you. It's sacred because it's you healing the part of yourself that used to overcompensate for the wounds that other people weren't willing to heal within themselves. It's you no longer doing that overcompensating work for others and you recognizing that you never should have been put in a position to have to do that in the first place. And it's sacred because it's allowing you to refocus all of your energy and intention within yourself with a fire, with like a boldness. And I'm hearing sometimes when anger surfaces within you, or really often, it's a sign that some kind of boundary has been violated for you. And so I feel with this person, it's like they're trying to trespass on something very sacred within you. And you may be feeling their trespassing as a form of anger. But what that's meant to signal to you is that it's time to strengthen and to hold those boundaries and to protect this version of you that you fought to become. And I'm getting that this person I see them being pushed back into their own cycles and patterns because they need to learn the lesson within those cycles and patterns. And they've been refusing to learn that lesson. But it's almost like they're trying to drag you back into their cycles with them. But they have to learn those lessons for themselves. It's almost like they're trying to displace those lessons and make it both of your lessons. Like to say, well, we both have these issues or we both need to learn these things, not recognizing that you've already healed the pattern on your end. You've learned the lesson from this connection. They are the one who hasn't learned the lesson in this situation. And that is why you are being elevated here to a higher timeline and they are being pushed back into those old lessons and cycles until they finally take accountability. I'm also hearing the word over accountability. So you may have been overcompensating by taking accountability even subconsciously for some of what this person was doing, or maybe you would over apologize for things or take on more than your fair share of the blame. But Spirit is no longer allowing you to do that. That's part of where this sacred anger that we're talking about is coming from, because it's allowing you to set and hold these firm boundaries and say, no, like I know that my heart is open and my energy is soft and beautiful and I have a loving energy, but that loving energy is directed towards myself as well. And I love and honor myself and my boundaries, and I know my worth, and I'm living in my mission, and I'm not allowing anyone to trespass on that sacred ground that I've created for myself. And so I feel that there is a newfound fire within you, and it's a beautiful thing because it's actually protecting you moving forward. I'm getting one sign of this person or energy is that whenever you were around it, it would be very draining. So you would most likely feel very physically tired after communicating with this energy, almost like they would send you into this space where you'd be expending energy, like running circles in your mind. There's also something very illogical about how they would communicate with you, because it felt like you could never get to the bottom of something. You could never really explain yourself in a way that they would respect and understand. And I'm hearing it's because they are playing out their own unconscious wounds and patterns. So they quite literally are not capable of hearing you. You are on such a different frequency now that communication with this person or energy has become really difficult. Like, you may often be in conversation with them and you feel like you're saying something that isn't getting through to them. Like you're making a point or you're trying to share something with them, and it's almost like it just bypasses them completely, or they just completely don't hear you or don't understand you. It's not because you are not communicating yourself clearly. I'm hearing communicate your truth clearly, and then allow your silence to speak for you. Allow your words to echo with this person. And for many of you, you've already communicated that truth. You've already sent that message or had that phone call, but it's like this person will keep you in this endless loop of well, I'm hearing like under the guise of closure or under the guise of you needing to explain yourself, they will keep you in this endless loop where essentially they are siphoning your energy. They are getting energy out of you by getting you to constantly wear yourself out, trying to explain yourself, trying to like sort something out with them, never feeling like you can get to the bottom of it. But at the end of the day, they're getting the energy hit out of that while you feel drained, while you feel like you've been running circles, trying to get this person to hear you that's been on an entirely different frequency bandwidth level. Like they're completely incapable of hearing you from the perspective of frequency because your energy is in such a different place that even when you try to use all the physical words in the world to get your point across to this person, they can't comprehend or perceive what you're saying because they are still, I'm hearing playing out a trauma loop. Maybe this person does have unhealed trauma from their past. And I'm hearing triggering your empathy. Like this may be someone who has tried to trigger your sympathy or your empathy as another way to kind of get energy out of you. And what I'm hearing is this has reached the point where this person is expected to take accountability for their own healing. And it's possible to hold an understanding and an empathy for someone and to keep your heart open towards them while also being very self-respecting and self-honoring. And I'm just hearing the word no, like saying no when you feel like a boundary is being violated or like you are betraying yourself by moving forward in some kind of way or communicating with them in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable. And I just really feel that what you are protecting here is truly so sacred. Yes, you are protecting your own beautiful heart, your own empathy, yourself, but you're also protecting what you are now putting that energy into. This is also the kind of person or energy that will tend to almost like unconsciously sense when you are taking steps to better yourself or when you are moving towards a goal or a dream, and they will come in to almost try to sabotage you or derail you. And again, they may do this completely unconsciously. And in most cases, I am getting it's totally unconscious, but they will come in out of nowhere and maybe try to come back into your life or say something to trigger you or reach out in like an angry or upset way. I feel like they will tend to do this anytime they subconsciously feel those ripples in the quantum field and sense that you are really starting to go for it, that you're really starting to take action towards your goals and your dreams, or you're beginning to better yourself. Or maybe if this is romantic, they sense it like when you start allowing yourself to be loved in the way that you really deserve. And it's almost like that is when they will come back in because they really sense that they're losing access to you. And the word control keeps coming up throughout this reading because I really feel that for this person, it comes down to control. They want to be able to control access to your energy, to your light, because they don't know how to generate that for themselves, or they are not willing to look within themselves. I'm hearing external stimulation and distraction. It's almost like this person needs perpetual external stimulation, distraction, hits of energy to fuel themselves. Because if they were to look within themselves and begin to generate their own energy internally, what it would require of them first is to peel back all of those layers of trauma and the unconscious patterns and wounding that are preventing them from accessing their own internal energy source. I'm also picking up from this person something about the heart chakra and how you triggered something in this person's heart chakra. You've made them open up in ways that they've never opened up before. And that's part of why they are so afraid to lose access to you, because something about meeting you or connecting with you triggered a heart chakra opening in this person. And I would say before they were even fully consciously ready for it. And so they may feel like since they've met you, they've felt more out of control, or their life has felt more chaotic, or they've been more emotional than usual. But what's actually going on isn't that you've somehow come in and made them more emotional, like forcibly, or that you've somehow made their life chaotic. It's that your presence exudes a kind of pure, powerful heart chakra frequency that naturally begins to reconnect others with their own heart as well. And so this person has been feeling more chaotic and feeling more emotional because since they've connected with you, it's been causing a spontaneous heart chakra awakening within them that is naturally reconnecting them with more of their true authentic self, and also just more of their truth generally, more of the truth of what they've been burying, which again, I'm hearing pride has prevented them from taking accountability from those things that they've buried. And instead, they've been projecting those patterns onto you, almost like, oh, if you were doing more for me, if you were talking more to me, or they're more for me, or connecting more with me, or whatever it is with this person, then somehow I would feel better. But really what's going on is you've surfaced patterns emotionally within this person that are meant to be faced head on, that they are meant to be feeling and experiencing and processing for their own growth and healing, to allow themselves to connect more with their genuine, internal, organic source of energy within themselves. I'm just getting a general message about how the reason that we talk about people who are energy vampires and people who are siphoning energy from others, the reason that many people do this unconsciously, because again, it doesn't make someone a quote unquote bad person. Many people on the planet do this completely unconsciously. But the reason that people do this is because we all have internal access to our own source of energy within ourselves. Yes, but many people will layer layers and layers and layers of trauma and emotional pain and wounding and hurt over their heart chakra like walls and over their energetic field. And so while they are still generating their own energy somewhere deep beneath all of that, beneath all of those layers, they aren't able to consciously access that energy without going through the healing first. This is also why I know many of us have been on journeys of healing unconscious patterns, healing our own shadow, doing trauma healing work even within ourselves. This is why often when you go through a trauma healing, you will actually feel really exhausted, almost like completely burnout initially, because you are learning how to recalibrate to your own source of energy internally and how to access your own energy internally. And over the course of time, you'll actually find your energy levels steadily increasing and becoming more stable and more accessible. But at first, it can feel very destabilizing because it takes adjusting to peel back all of those layers and to get used to fully accessing and tapping into the energy that exists within you and then channeling it in an organic way. And it's, of course, not a linear process, and we have to go layer by layer. But this person has been shying away from the process. And I see someone who's like standing on a diving board about to dive into a pool, but it's like they're cowering on the diving board, like they don't want to make the leap. But now the divine is pushing them off that diving board into the swimming pool. Like they're being pushed to make the leap, to make the jump, to dive in and to actually do this healing work for themselves. So this actually could be a really exciting time for this person. It could be a time of massive growth, but only they can make that choice. And I feel they are quite literally being cut off from accessing your energy to push them to make that choice. What I'm getting as well, that if you've tried to reconnect with this person or you've been open to reconnection, a strange thing you may have found is that it's almost like you are literally being blocked or sabotaged from doing that. Like the divine will not allow this person back into your life because that quite literally is the case. This person is not allowed back into your life until they do that healing work. And of course, for some of you, maybe you never desire to reconnect with that person. It's entirely up to you. But even if you desire a reconnection, they're being pushed to heal what's happening within themselves first, while you're being protected for your higher mission and calling that you're now pouring all of that energy into. So I really hope this reading reached whoever needed to hear it. If this is connecting for you, I have a couple subliminals I would really highly recommend to assist you with everything going on here. The first subliminal I would most recommend is called Empowered Empath, because if you are connecting with this reading, you are absolutely someone who is an empath. You're very sensitive to energy. But what this also means is you have a profound ability to channel that energy. You also have powerful psychic gifts, because the same dynamic that causes you to pick up on others' energy so strongly is the same dynamic that allows you to read energy, and we refer to the reading of energy as having psychic gifts and abilities. So this will really help you to channel those gifts as an empath in proactive ways and productive ways for yourself, while also cleansing and protecting your energy from these external influences and negative energies that you may be absorbing or picking up on. The second subliminal I'd recommend from the app is passionate quantum bandwidth. And I'm most excited about this one because I just created it a couple days ago, and it was based on one of your requests. So thank you for requesting this subliminal. I know you requested it under one of my recent community posts here on YouTube, but this subliminal is designed to help you to give your energy to the most supportive places, feeling empowered to set boundaries, to say no to things that drain your energy, to protect yourself from burnout, and to essentially expand your ability to give and to create and to move forward passionately in your life while attracting in connections that are very reciprocated, balanced, and supportive as well. The third subliminal I'd recommend is the most powerful energy cleanser. I use it every single morning. It's called 7 Chakra Clearing. And it's designed to clear out any energy blockages you may be storing in any of the 7 chakra centers to really put you into that super magnetic, high vibrational state where you can attract everything that you're manifesting, everything you're desiring with so much more ease. So these are the top 3 subliminals I'd recommend. They all come from my Subliminals app, Sound and Soulful. So as you can see on the screen, on this app, I have now over 150 subliminals for all areas of life, for love, relationships, for soul connections, energy clearing, manifesting all kinds of specific things, for appearance, and for so many other things as well. So there's so much to explore in the app. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account, you can try out any subliminal I've created, including all of the ones I mentioned here. You can create your own custom private playlists. You can read all of the affirmations while you're listening, and you can listen to every single subliminal in 10 different background sound options, just depending on your personal preferences. Subliminals have helped me to massively transform my life over the last several years. I personally use these subliminals I've created every single day, and I know many of you have seen results from them as well. The Sound and Soulful app now has over 1,500 reviews in the Apple App Store and a 4.9 star overall rating. So there are so many people seeing powerful shifts and results from using the subliminals I've created in my app. And I would love for you to just try it free for 7 days and see how it works for you. So the link to get the app is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I am going to close the reading here. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I'm sending you so much love, and I will connect with you here again in the next